Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, I am SocioPsycho, and today we take a look at The Tower. This is created by Narrow Monolith, and it is a adventure action horror game. Now, the annoying part about this is the fact that this game was in early access. Early access, if you don't know, is a funding program that has been established to get games that need a little bit more money so they can sell their product and can be part of the development stage. I'm not personally a huge fan of it, but it's the crave that many people have been using. And unfortunately, in this case, The Tower has used it in a negative manner. Not only have they stifled their backers that have given them money on Kickstarter programs, they also stifled anybody who bought the game on Steam, and the better question to ask yourself is, what the hell is a game like this doing on Steam in the first place? Now, I've played bad games and I've done reviews of bad games, but I've never had one which has been this dreadfully pathetic. I have reviewed games where mechanics didn't work out so well. I've reviewed games where the story has fallen through, or some graphical issue, whatever the case may be. And what makes this game special, you say? What makes this game so just amazing? Well, the game was launched in 2012. It says the product won't be ready until early 2015. It says, welcome to The Tower Alpha in the top right hand side. You say, okay, well, where are you going with this? Well, if we actually look to the page, it's no longer labeled as early access. Now, it was at one point, but now it's not. Now they say the game is released. This is our final product to you. But even in their final product, they still have a alpha stamped onto their page. They have a look what we did months ago stamped onto a newsletter. It's alpha. But then when you actually start looking into things, when you actually start reading and finding out what's going on, you see that they have abandoned development on the game. They have stopped actually putting in effort to the game until more money is put towards the game. They're not the first company to try something like this, and they're not the last company to try something like this. And there have been major big game companies which have spent up to $1 million, $2 million in 8 years trying to get a game released, and then it turned out the game completely sucked ass. So here you got a game that is an indie, low budget, low acknowledgement, and they're telling you, trust us, give us your money. This game is worth $10 on Steam. Trust us. Come on. Look what we experience that we offer you. Now, does that mean the intention, the simple intention of what the developers truly wanted to create is false? No. No, I can definitely see they had some sort of vision. They had some acknowledgement that they wanted to create a game that was unique. And I understand that. But they dreamed too big, or they left their vision too large, or they pissed away their finances like children who don't know how to fucking manage money. Then they have the audacity to come to you and say, hey, why don't you give us $10 and maybe after a few thousand more sales we'll complete the game. Wait, so you had Kickstarter, then you had early access, then you had the chance to engage in the community on both those platforms, and now you're saying you're out of money and you'll add more to the game that's not even complete if more people buy a game that's not complete. When we look at the options, oh wait, there are no options here, are there? That's odd, huh? Well, there's a little pop-up screen when you first start it. It's got screen resolutions and your in-depth graphic acknowledgement of low, medium, or high. Ooh, very impressive. Now you say, well, hang on, SocioPsycho. I mean, I don't want to just listen to somebody hating on a game all day. Why don't you explain to us? Come on, be a pal. Explain to us why this game has gotten under your skin. Well, like I said, one of the main reasons is because the game is lying not to just me, but to you, and my channel is dedicated to saving you money. So when somebody lies to me, that's one thing. But when somebody tries to dupe my subscribers out of money, then you've crossed the line. I acknowledge the fact that yes, as a reviewer, I'll end up purchasing some games now and again, and I'll take the hit on it. And some games I'll get review copies and I'll take the hit on it because the game is so bad. And it's like, oh, really? But when you go out to the general public and you say and you try this shit, no, I don't think so. Your game is fucking miserable. Why? Why is it miserable? This is a review channel and I'm angry, but let's be clear on why it's miserable. So let's talk about performance. Do we have crashes? Actually, I have not experienced a crash and the frame rate has been sustainable, which would actually surprised me. Has it been tearing? Oh yeah. Oh, completely. There is nightmarish tearing. How about clipping? Yeah, I've seen a few clippings. Well, the clippings don't happen as much as the tearing. So maybe the tearing's 2 in 5 things you look at, mainly the water, and the clipping is about 1 in 5. So it's like, hey, you almost got that down, but it's still pretty bad and noticeable. So where does the anger come from? Where's the rush and the upset attitude? Well, you have a game here that says, this is the tower. It's mysterious. It has fighting elements into it. It has crafting elements. You're in this dungeon of sorts, and you need to escape from a dungeon. And there may be a story, there may not be a story. It's not really delivered too well as to what you end up getting. So you start the game, and then it goes from this motion where you cannot move, and there's this narration. And you're thinking, okay, there's this narration of the story. It's a little tutorial. It wants to maybe read through this stuff. It's not good to have a forced tutorial, nor a tutorial where you can't move while it's being given to you. But, you know, whatever. We'll soldier on and we'll deal with it. But then it just keeps going. And it just keeps going and going. And say, okay, well, let's analyze what we are dealing with in the tutorial. Okay? There's good sound elements. The sound quality and the elements resemble something of a early 2000 game. In a good way. Not a bad way. It's like a reminiscence feel. Because certain quality elements of the sound have this darker tone or this I'm in danger tone. And it does good. This ambient sound is really nice. But they don't have a sound slider. So if a character is talking and something else is going on in the background, whether it be a waterfall or people shuffling around or some noise, you can't even hear your own character. It's like, oh wow, important plot details that are being muffled by the sound of water. Great job, guys. And you say 10 to 15 minutes, and I think I'm starting to get out of this little tutorial area, as I'm still being hand-fed instructions without being able to move. Well, how's the audio? How's the voice acting? You're like, oh wow, this voice acting is pretty impressive. I'm looking forward to this game. When is it going to start? When do I get to actually start something? 15 minutes in. Yay, I completed the tutorial. Oh, wait, what do you mean? Now I'm having a flashback where I wake up at a farm. The whole point of the game is called the tower. Okay, well, it's a flashback. So I'm on this farm, and now I need to do chores. Right. So I need to go to the barn, get a shovel, plant seeds, and dig up the field, fix a fence, and gather wood. Then I have to make dinner, and I have to make stew. Okay, maybe I'm learning something here. Maybe it's a little segue flashback is teaching me something about how to survive, maybe it's an in-depth version of like the crafting. I'm gonna learn something. No, what are you, an idiot? Stop being so wishful thinking. No. Oh, really? Yeah, really, no. Just no. Okay, then what do we learn during this flashback? Well, we learn that we can't really move, that we easily get stuck on stairs. There is an abundance of invisible walls that make it nearly impossible to move around, or even get into a shack. Hey, the tools are in a shack. Okay, well go get the tools. I would love to. But I can't get past this invisible wall that seems to have been bugged around the shack. I'll restart my game. Again. Oh hey look, I finally made it into a shack. Let me now deal with all these little chores that they had me doing, which offer no value to the game whatsoever. Because it's a flashback, and it's how did I end up here? So you think there's going to be some story part, right? Maybe you wake up in the house and you have a family and you have a little daughter and your daughter's at the table and the woman's cooking food. Oh hell, you know what? 21st century, you're cooking food, she's fucking chopping wood or some shit. I don't care, alright? But something's going on, you have a family and whatnot. Oh, there's a knock on the door. My family's been killed, I've been hauled off. No. Nothing like that. You wake up, you're alone, you go outside, you do fucking chores, you go inside, you do some more chores, you go to bed, you wake up, you answer the door, it goes back, you're in the tower. What a waste of time. What a waste of development. You did not need to create this outside area. You did not need to make all these irrelevant chores. And you say, okay, well, calm down there, man, calm down. Well, I am calm. This is me calm. So let's see what happens after the flashback. Oh, great. It moved me after the flashback back into the tunnel systems of darkness, which don't actually allow me to continue progressing. You need to eat some food. Okay, but I don't have any food. Is there a table nearby? No. Do I have an inventory? Because earlier in the tutorial, I picked up some food. No. How am I supposed to eat food? That's not our problem. Eat the fucking food. I don't have any food. Well, that's not my problem. But you have a game. You told me to eat food. Yeah, so eat food. Really? That's what you're gonna be dealing with? That's what you're gonna treat me? This is a fucking waste of time. If this game was free, and somebody said, hey, I just want a copy of the tower. Would you like to play it? I'd look at them and I'd say, are you fucking crazy? I have better things to do with my time. I'd rather go watch a chimpanzee masturbate. Yeah, it may not do anything for me, but this game's not going to do anything for me either. So ladies and gentlemen, in closing, in short, this game is riddled with bugs, it is riddled with limitations, it is riddled with inconsistencies. It is a nightmare, and the horror aspect and element of a game is the very fact that you cannot actually progress through the game. If you decide to get this because you question my judgment on this, or you're thinking that maybe it's a case of a game is so bad it's good, then you'll be sorely disappointed. Because there is no good qualities about this game. Being trapped in a 4-dimensional box, 3 feet wide, unable to move by pinned in by invisible walls, being told that you need to move forward or into a shed or do a chore, is a complete disrespect and waste of your time. So not only are the developers asking for your support in an unfinished game for the 3rd time in the creation of the game, they're also handing you a bag of shit and telling you it's fudge pudding. So ladies and gentlemen, I've been SocioPsycho, and I give this game a rightly caused a fuck off. You do not want this. It's that simple. You don't want it. Don't bother with it. See you next time.